Hey, what's up guys? Lewis here. How you guys doing? So as you can see, today we're at one of the parks. We're at the Magic Kingdom. I'm here alone. It is Memorial Day and I'm going to do a crowd check to see how the crowds are here today. And we're also going to be walking around with a new lens that I got, which is this lens here. And so let's go ahead and have some fun today and see what we can do.
We are currently holding for further traffic.
So not sure what gave me the crazy idea to go in Memorial Day. Maybe because Gilda works and I will be at home alone. So I decided why not head over to the Magic Kingdom, haven't been there for a while, and take you guys along with me.
So it looks like the train station is closed, at least the part where here we can overlook Main Street. We got it all covered up. So sadly I can't show you what it looks like to show Main Street from the train station. Just starting off with meeting Mickey Mouse. It's only 15 minutes right here behind me in the Town Square Theater. 15 minutes. That's pretty amazing. So here's a close-up of the lens that I'm using today. This is a 7200, the Sigma, and this lens actually it's actually been discontinued, if I'm not mistaken, from 2023. But for me, that I don't really consider myself a professional photographer and I don't live off of this, it's does more than well for me. So what we're going to do today, we're actually going to zoom in to objects. In this case, we're going to go to these statues here. We're going to zoom in as much as possible, and what's that going to do is, as you can see, the castle is really far back, but as we zoom in, it's going to make the castle look really close, like it was right behind it. And that's another cool thing of these lenses, is that you can actually stand far back and still get good shots without bugging anybody here.
Now some tips for these types of photo. Try to zoom as much as possible. Put your f-stop as wide as possible, which is the lowest number. Fill the frame with the object. Try to keep the background clear so the castle looks very close. You want people in the middle, and always focus on the eyes.
So before the next castle show starts, we're actually going to stand here behind this yellow tape, looking towards Liberty Square, because the floats will come this way. Definitely something I haven't seen in a while. You know when there's not a lot of people when you see these rocking chairs empty here. And they got the tape up nice and early. This is for the other cavalcades as well as the parade. Okay, Aladdin. Only 10 minutes? Look at that, 10 minutes. Everybody's trying to get some refresher from the heat. These guys are a full blast. Okay, what is the Jungle Cruise? It's here from right over here, 45 minutes. Okay, now Under the Sea, the Little Mermaid is only 5 minutes. Let's go inside and check it out.
Now I jumped over to this ride because here's where I explain what are the settings we're going to be using for the dark rides, and the same will apply for later when we go to Pirates.
When it comes to photographing dark rides like this, my settings are usually the same thing. I usually go down to 1/60 or 1/80th of a second, and then obviously the aperture as wide as possible, 2.8, 1.8, whatever you got. And then for metering, I'll usually do spot metering. That way you make sure that the camera is adjusting itself to the center of the frame, which is where you're trying to get the image. Now you got to make sure that you're also framing stuff for the center of the image. And then the next thing is that I will leave the ISO as auto, because I'm already setting the shutter speed and the f-stop, and I let the camera do the rest, which is adjust the ISO for me, which usually goes always up to 2500. So, and that's it. And then sometimes you'll have to do manual focus, but usually they're pretty well lit when you're doing the spot focus, and your camera can usually lock on. So those are usually the settings. So let's go ahead and take photos of this dark ride.
Now the good thing of this ride, I don't really consider it a dark ride because there's so much stuff that's lit, so I actually adjusted my shutter speed to 1/100 of a second, and that way eliminate the possibility of blur.
Racers lost sight of setbacks, laryngitis, approaching to me. I am lived in the past, I've been in nasty. They were kicking on the corridor. But you'll find me in my bones. I've ended all my ways. Repentance in the light and made a switch.
Okay, now Pirates, it shows on the app it's only 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and try to get on that and shoot some photos on it with the new lens. Let's go. I just got out of the ride of Pirates. Very interesting. I always find it difficult to shoot horizontal or portrait because I like to shoot, you know, wide to get the whole scene and everything. But sadly for Instagram, you have to shoot like in a, you know, portrait crop 5x4 thing to get the most possible space on the phone. So yeah, I'm always debating what, you know, how should I flip the camera sideways. Sometimes and many times I just don't, and I just crop the photos. And so yeah, let's go check to see what we got. We walk from Pirates over to Tiana's. This location, check this out, the Golden Oak. Check out the menu. It's got Tiana's beignets. Look at that, and some sweet potato fries. That's new. Now, if you guys remember, this place actually used to sell McDonald's French fries. That's, of course, dating myself. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the scariest part of the whole ride because you don't know how this thing is going to get you. Because sometimes the boats will just stop here and this thing will just keep on spraying you. So yeah, that's probably the scariest part of the whole ride. As I mentioned before, Big Thunder Mountain is closed, and even the walkway that's up there. So that's that. And over here we got Tiana's Bayou. Let's go ahead and check the wait times on it. 55 minutes. 55 minutes to get a splash. Which isn't bad at all for a holiday weekend, and actually on the holiday itself, which is today, Memorial Day. Now check this out, there's not much, there's actually no line for Tom Sawyer's Island, except the people that are on the boat. As you can see, there's no line to get on it. I do admit it's going to be sad to see Tom Sawyer's Island go away, as well as the, you know, the river and the steamboat that goes around it. But it's always great to see new things pop up. You know, as Walt said, there's always going to be changes, and looking forward to it, to be honest with you. Now, if you're interested in seeing one last time the Tom Sawyer's Island, I actually did a video. I'll put the link right here. I don't know where it puts it. And I walk around the whole island, so go ahead and check it out. A really cool shot that I actually did a whole video about was actually taking photos when you're on top of when you're on the steamboat, and actually go to the highest floor, and you can get a really cool shot here of the Haunted Mansion. Here we go, Haunted Mansion. There we go. Because you're like literally straight right there and a straight angle towards the door. So we're going to see if we can get on the steamboat and take that shot here in 2025.
Now I did do a whole video taking photos from the steamboat all around the area of the Magic Kingdom, so I'm going to put a link above. Go ahead and check it out. It shows a bunch of tips and tricks that I did, as well as what we're going to do here of taking the photo of the Haunted Mansion. One of the cool things of the steamboat is how close it looks when it takes the turn right off of leaving the dock. Now, as you can see, we're at the highest deck of the steamboat, which we can see the door of the haunted mansion. Now, obviously, we were not in direct sight because we were already past it, but I was taking photos, but you get the idea. So here are the results. As you can see, we're perfectly lined up with the entrance of the haunted mansion, which is always an awesome photo, which you don't see often, and my favorite, a really good close-up of that door. Finally off of the bucket list.
Okay, we're back onto the land, and haunted mansion, 20 minutes. Although I don't know, because you can see where the line is already starting up here. That does at least two loops or so. So I would give it a 30. Here's Rapunzel's tower. Now for shots like this, you would probably think that you come down here and shoot it upwards. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to go all the way over across, because we want to be able to shoot as straight as possible so we don't get that strange angle looking upwards. So I'm gonna go over there, maybe this area or wherever we can see the tower somewhat is not as inclined as we are here. So, and if you're wondering, Rapunzel's toilets is 0 minutes. Look, there's hardly many people here. So here's something funny actually. After I moved over here, I didn't realize that you got literally the crane right there in the back. So you got a really good shot of the tower, but you got the crane in the back. But I think with Photoshop removal tools, we should be able to get it out. Let's give it a try.
So here's the final photo with the crane, as you can see here. And then in Lightroom, using the removal tool, we're going to highlight the crane, hit the remove button. Voila, there you go.
Here, there's always, I think, one of the tightest ones. You can see there's not much people here. And It's a Small World is 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and check out what is Peter Pan, which is always the 40 plus minutes. And it is officially 45 minutes for Peter Pan, which isn't bad. Okay, here's Mine Train. Is 50 minutes. 50 minutes for the Mine Train. Now, I usually don't do this ride because I have a problem sitting down with stuff like this in there, and I don't like to leave it in any locker or anything like that. So I usually don't do these rides unless I'm with Gilda, and I usually won't bring the camera. So let's go on to the next one. Another good photo spot. Right here, it's a really good photo spot as well, which is the bridge that's towards the entrance of Be Our Guest. And if for any reason you're not able to get to the fireworks spot on a, and you don't mind not seeing in front of the castle, this is a good spot because you'll see over here. You see the fireworks going off over here, and then the ones that are happening behind the castle you'll see over here. So you can move around between the two places and see a bunch of fireworks without being crowded with people. Right here we're at Gaston's statue behind us, and I'm going to show you a rule that I usually apply to many of these types of shots, because you can see you got Gaston and you got the sign here. So I'm going to apply the rule of 4/3, which is where you have lines here. Your screen is split up in between different sections, and I try to line up Gaston on one side and then the sign on another, and it creates for a really cool effect. So here, let me show you.
Now, most modern cameras have the ability to turn on the 4/3 grid, and here it is on. And as you can see, I aligned Gaston with the intersecting points as well as the sign on the one on the right hand side. And there you go.
Grab a bite at the Starlight Cosmic Ray Cafe. It looks like they're working on the sidewalk here or something. Continue with our walk. Speedway, 15 minutes. It does look like 15 minutes. Maybe a little more. Okay, let's head inside here a little bit more into Tomorrowland. And what is Space Mountain is actually 45 minutes only. That's not too bad, to be honest with you. 45 minutes. Let's go ahead and check out Tron over there at the corner. Now, something really interesting, if you guys haven't noticed, that there's no, I didn't find any virtual queues this morning when I did my reservation for Magic Kingdom. For example, Tiana, they had actually removed the virtual queue at February. And I was waking up early to go 7 a.m. and hit the button. And I was like, okay, there's no more virtual queues. So I guess that's just the way it is. And the same thing with Tron. It's now you just do the line. Okay, we're coming up to Tron. And of course, we're trying to get that shot through the O with light cycle in the back. So let's give that a try. I guess it would be like here. Yeah, there we go. Check out the entrance here, too. Tron. And it says 50 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 50 minutes. And this is where the line starts, actually. The Astro Orbiter out of commission. Let's go ahead and check out the People Mover. Okay, for the People Mover, literally the line starts right here and goes right up into the attraction, so doesn't show how many minutes, but doesn't look like it's more than 5. Then here's the line for the Carousel of Progress. Not that much line either, just the line that's there at the door. Coming up here on the entrance, 15 minutes. For Buzz Lightyear. It's not bad at all. And here, construction. And the laugh floor is just coming out. About 10 minutes. I guess we could consider that literally a walk-on. Okay guys, so that's it here from the Magic Kingdom. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video and thanks for hanging out with me. Now, if this is the first time watching this video, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. We do a bunch of stuff between me and my wife around Central Florida, food places, and of course theme parks. So make sure you hit subscribe, like, and comment and all that other fun stuff so we can get more videos out there. Till then guys, stay awesome. See ya. Bye.
Now, if you're still here, enjoy this walk up Main Street USA with no talking. Enjoy the sounds, the sights of Main Street USA.
Except for like Peter Pan,
You want to stand up or drive this?